Good afternoon. So Aditya has already described how to take care of mild disease, moderate disease based on its severity. So I'll be speaking only on the heat therapy and mechanical excretion. So by this time, all of us are known that by meibomian gland dysfunction is a main cause of evaporative dry eye, and that too is obstructive type. Is most common in MJD. It is characterized by meibum in change in composition of meibum and duct obstruction. Sometimes it may be associated with aqueous deficiency dry eye disease. So basically, whatever therapy has been described conventionally is to improve environmental humidity, change in dietary omega-3 fatty acid, artificial tear, and anti-inflammatory therapy. Final goal of therapy is to improve the flow of meibomian gland secretion. So heat and mechanical massage increases meibum secretion. Traditional warm compression requires repeated warming, which usually every 2 minutes, because it does not take sufficient continuation of temperature. It's time consuming, thereby leading to lack of compliance and ineffective treatment. In general, physiological melting point of meibum is 32 degrees centigrade. However, it increased to 45 degree in meibomian gland disease. And due to increased melting point, whatever warm temperature therapy should be close to 45 degree. Various gadgets are available for meibomian gland disease. They are divided into warming eyelid devices, which are again divided into warming devices, warming and humidity device, and warming and massaging device. And only massaging devices are available: cleaning device, light-based device, massaging and light-based device. We go to purely warming eyelid device, which is not associated with any compression device. It's MGD treatment eye bag, the eye bag instant, eye express, eye hydration system, tear care system, Vivo thermoflow system, and hygiene insta. And these are few eye warming and humidity devices. So I'll be restricting to my talk warming and massage devices. This is two component. One is apply heat to eyelid to liquefy meibum, and then apply mechanical pressure to deliver meibum to ocular surface. Basically, LipiFlow system, which is by Johnson & Johnson. I don't have any financial interest. This is eyelid warmer, which applies heat, and eye cup, which applies pulsatile pressure through an implantable air and blood. This is a new treatment, comparatively new, approved by FDA in 2011. The automated thermodynamic device for in-office like OPD treatment. It delivers precision controlled heat around 42.5 degrees centigrade directly to palpebral conjunctiva. This is a brief video showing how it works.
Sujata, is there an audio there? We were not able
Yes.
to hear. We were not able to hear actually that audio. No.
Okay.
Could others hear? I don't know whether my internet.
Yeah, I could hear.
No, actually the internet is stable, but I guess there's a problem from Dr. Sujata's side.
Okay.
Anyway, this short video shows how it works.
Sujata, can you speak up for the video? I think because we are just not able to hear. If it's possible, yeah.
Okay, so how it is unique compared to other warming devices? Here the heat is applied directly to palpebral fissure of the eyelid. It's opposed to other device where it is used to outer eyelid surface. And this device is designed to minimize heat transfer to ocular surface, unlike other form of eyelid heating. Forceful expression of pressure is applied to eyelid and meibomian gland during the heating phase rather than after the heating phase. The discomfort is usually minimal, unlike really pain during manual expression, and the expression pressure is not transferred directly to the eye. How do you check how is the outcome for any intervention, any medical management or surgical management? In this case, the relief of symptoms and signs, relief or decrease in symptom and sign, meibomian gland function, lipid layer thickness, tear breakup time, and corneal and conjunctival staining. There are conflicting results of change in lipid layer thickness after treatment. So normally this treatment is for 12 minutes. This is also known as VTP, single vector thermal pulsation. This can improve meibomian gland function, ocular surface staining, TBUT, and relieve ocular symptom. The duration of treatment actually variable. This may last for 1 to 3 years. Again, because of various parameters may work till variable time. So there are studies which says about meibomian gland secretion score, BUT, and symptom improved at 9 and 12 months compared to baseline. The improvement is only sustained only for meibomian gland secretion score and symptoms after 3 years. Although there are many parameters which are there, which is improved till 12 months, but only meibomian gland secretion score and symptoms till 3 years. And Peen and co-worker reported improvement in ocular signs 6 months after treatment, such as lipid layer thickness, number of lead parallel conjunctival fold, and bulbar conjunctival redness. The comparison with other equipment and traditional lead hygiene has shown, this is compared to traditional eyelid hygiene. This is at least as effective as improving subjective symptom, either application of warm compress daily for 2 weeks. Another study has shown that it is effective as twice daily for 3 months. And this study has proven that if you give doxycycline 100 milligram twice daily for 3 months and single VTP session is similar. And with other gadget like hygiene and Brefasteam, which is a humidity and warm device, there is a significant reduction of tear evaporation rate after 4 and 12 weeks of treatment, in contrast to hygiene and Brefasteam. And iLux is another equipment which is from Alcon. And both of them is compared, both treatment produce significant improvement in meibomian gland function and symptom. However, there is no difference between two. There is one study which says which cases it will work better. Gender, in case of female, it works better. And if the baseline dry eye disease symptom is more, it does not work so well. Similarly, baseline NIBUT is more, it works less effective. However, if you see, none of these studies, whatever I have described, none of them are double mask. So the placebo effect may be there to decrease the subjective symptom. And although there is no double mask study, but no study has found that it is less effective than other treatment. So to conclude, it appears to be safe and effective treatment. However, the cost of treatment limits its use. A long-term efficacy with a double-blind study may be need to reevaluate the efficacy of the treatment. Thank you.